Hi. Red again, talking about my influences and continuing the discussion about my parents. I'm going to talk more specifically today about my mother, Phyllis. Um, Mothers are always important to us, and my mother certainly has been. I share a lot of things with her, um, even though temperamentally, I guess, in the way I present to the world, probably look a lot more like my father, even keeled, playful. But my inner landscape is my mother's, almost exactly. She grew up in farm country, northern Illinois, and she has, like her mother before her, a tremendous amount of intellectual horsepower. But in that environment, that was not especially appreciated among women, or really in general. There was farm country. There's a lot of work to do, and it's not hard thinking work. And so her particular talents weren't appreciated, and the fact that she was a woman, maybe even made it less so, less appreciated. Her own family, I think we've talked a little bit about my grandparents, and her mother was the disciplinarian, and as mothers are influential, didn't show a lot of affection to my mother, even though her father did. But her own mother was pretty demanding and pretty faint, or pretty sparse with praise. And as a result, my mother grew up with all of the capability in the world, but nowhere really to put that. And she's developed insecurities along the way as well, and they'd get in the way of her accomplishments. Still, she certainly accomplished a lot in her life, and I certainly look to her life as inspiration for my own. She got a college degree, an undergraduate degree, but not until she was in her 30s, and developed tremendous photography skills. She has had several fine arts exhibitions of her work. Woman of many talents, but not a lot of self confidence, and certainly not a lot of belief in herself. And I share some of that too. My upbringing, my mother was a little more emotive, I think, than my grandmother, and a little more supportive, but still was not effusive in her praise for us. But there's also some innate doubt, self-doubt, that I think she and I both suffer from. And like I say, I look like my father, but inside myself, I have my mother, and I think there's a lot of capability there, but there's a lot of other things that kind of get in the way of releasing that capability to the greatest effect. And so we are who we are, and why we are has a lot to do with our families, and that's certainly true in my case again.